WFYI podcasts are brought to you by Leaf Software Solutions, offering production-grade AI. Leaf AI Studio delivers through subscription-based engagements. More at leafsoftwaresolutions.com.
For more than a decade, Sofar Sounds has connected music fans with intimate, unconventional concert experiences in cities across the globe. Here's an excerpt from a 2017 Sofar concert featuring the Indianapolis soul singer Brandon Lott.
Why do your people look so sad? This is my home, but I cannot roam.
After a hiatus, the project is returning to Indianapolis thanks to local Sofar ambassador Surina Gangwani, who is relaunching the series with a renewed focus on community. I spoke with Surina about the vision behind Sofar and what audiences can expect as the concerts return to Indianapolis. Surina, you have some exciting news to share. You're relaunching the Sofar Sounds music series here in Indianapolis. For those in our audience who are not familiar with Sofar Sounds, can you bring us up to date? I know this was started in 2009 in an apartment in London. It's since grown into sort of an international movement with ambassadors such as yourself in cities around the world organizing these concerts. People like Billie Eilish, Chappell Roan have performed in the Sofar concert series. There's some unique experiences that make Sofar Sounds a distinct platform. Tell us a little bit about Sofar Sounds.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for doing your research. It sounds like you could do the whole spiel for me. Sofar Sounds created in 2009 and really came out of a vision from our founder, Rafe Offer, who went to a concert and saw that there just wasn't the connection that you get with an artist at an intimate venue. It was like people were on their phones and talking to each other and grabbing drinks, all those things absolutely love and still exist in the Sofar's format. But what makes it magical is that ability to get that face-to-face with the artist, with the audience, and really feel like you're in this magical liminal space with a community of folks and really supporting art in its purest form while also spotlighting local businesses and cool, intimate spaces in Indianapolis that maybe you're not frequenting. And you touched on this, but we're in 400 cities around the world, and folks like Billie Eilish, Chappell Roan, these folks were Sofar artists before they were household names, which I think is extremely cool.
Yeah, and there's a lot of trust from the audience who attends these concerts, right? When they sign up to attend a Sofar event, they may not know the artist lineup. Sometimes the location is kept secret for a period of time. Tell me a little bit about that aspect of Sofar.
Yeah, so there's fun and spontaneity, and there's so much fun in the mystery of it all, and I think that adds to the magic of the event. So touching on it perfectly, we typically will give you the neighborhood. You'll buy your ticket in a neighborhood, and then we'll release the address and the lineup 36 hours before the event. Sometimes we get a little excited, and we'll give you a little teaser here or there, but for the most part, we like the mystery to be a part of the fun of the night out. So that's one of our favorite parts about it as well.
How did you become personally involved with Sofar? Was it through attending an event? Give us a little bit of your history with Sofar.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first off, I grew up here in Indy, and I was a musician here myself. I went to Carmel High School. I was an ambassador over there, and so music has really been a part of my life for as long as I have been here. So I have always known that there's such a huge place for that in Indianapolis too, and there's so much cultivation into the arts. But I moved away for college and post-grad, things like that. I lived in New York, Florida, a whole slew of different places, and found I was ready to come home. And I've definitely been to Sofar shows in New York. I attended them quite often. And when I came back, I noticed it was dormant here. And so I reached out to corporate a couple of times, just kind of seeing how I could get involved. And I just got lucky enough to see the post about a year or so later after I moved back to Indy. And I am now freelanced here in Indianapolis on behalf of Sofar, and I get the opportunity to, bring these communities to life. And that's something that I've always been really passionate about. My career's been in arts events as well. So it feels like it marries all the things I love in a place that I love, and I get to package these experiences to people who wouldn't otherwise have them.
Surina, you mentioned that you're a musician, and I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah.
From what I know, you're a vocalist.
Yeah.
You've been involved in musical theater, I think.
Yep.
You also, I think, play keyboard and maybe guitar or ukulele.
Close.
I'm not sure which one. Tell us a bit about your background in music.
Yeah, absolutely. So I majored in vocals in college as well. I went to Bowling Green State University doing that. And then I play the piano and I play the uke. I like to do my own singer-songwriting. Not as much as I used to, because I think what I'm noticing, I'm actually doing The Artist's Way right now, if you're familiar. It's like a 12-week book, essentially, that has different lessons in it each week and tries to get you closer to kind of your goals as an artist. And what I have found while going through this is that the thing that makes me passionate about music, and I think my ethos throughout my life has been, it's not so much about self-expression for me as much as it is when I'm singing a song, I want you to connect with me and I want me to connect with you. And it all felt more centered in connection than it really even did like the piece of work, if that makes sense. And so it kind of all led me to Sofar, because it was like, I want to find a way for the artists to meet the people, for the people to meet the artists, and most importantly, the people to meet each other and to create these like spaces where we connect.
Mm-hmm. I know Bowling Green has a great music program.
They sure do.
Did you ever release any of your singer-songwriter work, or was this something you were doing more in the live space?
Not really. I feel like there's so much imposter syndrome around being a musician, right? I feel like for me, it's taken me a long road back to performing my own work because, and I don't know how many other people are experiencing this. I'm sure a lot of folks are, but there's this pressure of, especially living in New York, so many people music was their full-time gig, and they were trying to make it, quote unquote, if you will. And I always felt like this is just something I'm doing because it's in my heart and because I'm passionate about it. And do I deserve to be on stage with those people who are making this their life's work and their life's mission? And so I think for that, I shied away from it a little bit. But I hope to get back into it. And it's been really, really inspiring working with local artists in Indy who are just like me, who are just interested in playing because it feels good to play.
Mm-hmm. I want to talk a bit about the Indianapolis music scene and Sofar's history here.
Yeah.
From what I know, Sofar was started here in Indianapolis. The Indianapolis sort of chapter of Sofar was started around maybe 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Many notable Indianapolis musicians participated in the Sofar series, including Kevin Crowder, who's in the indie rock band Wishy, who are huge right now, touring the world. My friend Joshua Thompson, classical music pianist, Brandon Lott, Allison Victoria, Oreo Jones, known as a rapper for his work with the group Bless. Tell me about what you know of the history of Sofar here in Indianapolis and kind of its impact on the local scene.
Absolutely. Well, I hate to inform that I'm actually new to the Sofar scene in Indianapolis. I'm really familiar out in New York. I've seen a few shows in Boston, but here I feel like through Sofar, I'm just now getting the exposure to the indie music scene. Some of these names that you have said to me, I feel like I have avidly been following since I took on the gig. And I think what's great about it is I think so far in Indianapolis has a legacy of its own that I just get to step in and help bring to life all over again. So I am discovering along with everybody else, and I'm really excited about it. It's so funny that you mentioned Kevin Crowder. He went to Carmel High School with
That's
me.
right. Yeah, and he was in musical theater.
He sure was. We were in show choir together. So
Yeah.
I actually saw this recently too as I was going through our artist directory and kind of seeing who we might bring back to the scene. And I came across him myself.
That's
and was
amazing.
like,
You got to
oh,
get
yeah.
him to do some show tunes.
Absolutely.
When he was here doing a session with Wishy, I was asking him about his performance in The King and I when he was like 12 years old, I think. I don't know. But that's so cool that you have that connection there. Well, and it's also great that you're bringing a fresh perspective to this series here in Indianapolis. And I want to ask you about that. What is sort of your overall approach as a curator of this series? What sort of things are you hoping to bring to audiences through so far?
I'm really hoping to bring unique stories to the people. I want a way. I feel like I keep saying that I want a way for us all to connect, but it truly does center around, I think now more than ever, people relating to one another. And that's, I think, at the forefront of what I'm hoping to see from artists and from these events. And I want folks to feel like they feel personally connected to that artist that they get to then follow and see grow. You know, you talk about Kevin Crowder, you talk about Wishy. It's like all these folks who started in indie, who maybe were in your classroom, who maybe is your mom's best friend's daughter's brother. You know, I think that's what's really cool about it.
You mentioned experiencing so far in different cities, and that's an interesting perspective to have. How do you see so far playing a role in amplifying what's happening here in Indianapolis? You know, the website Bandcamp recently published an article called Indie is Next, focusing on bands like Wishy and Bless, who are Wife Patrol, who are coming out of the city. What role can so far play in amplifying what's already organically happening here in our scene?
Yeah, what's cool about the Sofar network, and I found this on the curator side, is you're suddenly connected to Sofar curators around the world, and then you're suddenly connected to Sofar artists around the world. And so a lot of the curators I speak to in different cities were constantly, for example, I'll tell you, I was in Chicago a few weeks ago, and I frequented a Sofar show there. I met the producer over there, and the artists afterward came up to me and were like, I'm so interested in coming to Indianapolis. And I think that that's what's cool about once you're in the Sofar Artists Network, you have the capacity to go to any of our Sofar cities, get that exposure. And I think the value prop there really is you don't have to pay for the marketing for yourself. You've got somebody out there who's advocating for you and your talent. And so I think to even get to have a little part in helping to create connections for folks that will help them grow and be seen is so, so exciting.
Yeah. What's the best way for our listeners to connect with Sofar Indianapolis, to get registered or signed up to attend an event?
Yeah, absolutely. So many different ways. I would say, number one, follow us on Instagram at Sofar Sounds Indie. And then I would also say definitely take a look at our website, sofarsounds.com, through Indianapolis, our show link, and you will see any of our upcoming events there. I would love, love, love to see new faces there and to bring this unique experience to you.
Anything you want to share about your vision for the future of this series in Indianapolis? What would you like to see this become in your wildest dream?
In my wildest dreams, I want it to feel like a community that you can call your own. I think that what I want folks to leave a Sofar show thinking is that I just met a few people that I'm going to keep in touch with, that I'm going to see at all my local haunts and say hello to. And for artists, I hope that they feel connected to each other and closer to their community as well. I think we are in a really unique position in Indianapolis to create these spaces that are unlike any other. I've never seen the support that I have experienced in Indianapolis from everyone, from the audience members, and followers on social media reaching back out when we said we were live again, saying we missed you so much. It felt like coming home, and for artists as well, finding their connections with each other and with audiences, and then for audiences themselves to feel like I found this space that I feel like I belong in.
Surina, I appreciate you taking time to be here and share a little bit about your history with Sofar and the future of the series. I wish you great success with this project, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
WFYI podcasts are brought to you by Leaf Software Solutions, a local resource for software needs. Leaf helps businesses grow. More at leafsoftwaresolutions.com.